Mr. Gavin and Mr. Wright are both in the judge's chamber.
Oh,
Who'd have thought today would turn out like this? Oh shit, Swedish guy.
May I?
Yeah! Huh? What?
All right. You know what? Because I want Pridge to.
This is passing off the Pridge.
I still did not. I still was not expecting her to appear in this case.
Me neither. Me neither.
Hello, sir. Please pick a card.
What's all this about? Is this one okay?
Excellent. I have a message for you. The last hand is about to be played. You'll need a trump card to make it.
Who are you? A trump card?
The card you have chosen is magic. Use it wisely, and the game is yours. That's all.
Is it the fuck card? Fuck clown?
Oh.
An ace. Where do I remember that card from?
Is it the fuck clown card?
Yeah. Where do I remember that card from? Where the fuck do you think, Apollo?
Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces, and Mr. Wright's 2. It is 5 aces in all.
Yeah, so this is the fake that he swapped.
It is true. I have seen it. The 5th ace. There was
The
cheating.
Fifth Element, starring Mila Jovovich and Bruce Willis.
Great movie.
Very good movie.
The missing 5th ace! Wait, this blotch of red. Is this blood?
You have your trump card. Now it's up to you to cut the deck and draw the truth. My father's fate is in your hand. I know you can do it.
Bye, strange girl.
Who the fuck was that?
Bailiff, who was that? Why did you let her in here?
Well, we won't be.
What are you
seeing her
talking
again.
about? There was no one there.
He looks down at his hand.
Also, did I mention that this is the haunted courtroom?
There's no card there.
This blood-stained card is my trump card for finding the truth? I fell deep into thought as my mind raced to understand what all this meant.
Man, I wish we had an Obama card instead of a Trump card.
Thanks, Obama. That girl. I'd seen her recently, but where? That's when I made the connection.
But it couldn't have been her because she was wearing red.
Blue
and
clothes.
The girl I met was wearing blue.
Just like the cards. Oh.
Whoa. Let's do it. Court will now reconvene. Defense attorney Kristoph Gavin, will you please take the stand? Now then, if you would, Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor. Will Mr. The witness state his name and occupation?
Is this farce necessary, Your Honor? Believe me, far stranger things have gone on in this courtroom. You should see it on a Tuesday night. Woo-hoo.
Jesus.
Fine. I'll play along. First, there's one thing we need to have made clear.
Just what is
Need
your
to
name
have
and occupation? I don't know.
You gotta tell us.
Objection, Your Honor. That's 2 things. How did you know about the secret beneath the victim's hat?
By secret? I'm guessing he means the fact that Mr. Smith was bald.
Forgive my curiosity, but what is it about this fellow's head? Your Honor seems to have an inordinate interest in it.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
He's over here.
shit. Mr. Wright, you're still
You can't go over
on
there.
trial for murder, so you can't be there.
Oh, excuse me. No longer a lawyer, so I don't have to play by the rules. Whoa!
Damn it, he got us there.
Fuck you, I do what I want.
Priz, is that true? If you're no longer a lawyer, can you break the law?
Yeah, historically and famously, lawyers are the only people who have to obey
Who
the
are
law.
bound by laws?
Yeah,
Man, I made a really big mistake in my career. Like that.
It's a secret
Being
loophole.
lawless would have been much more fun.
Yeah.
It's a loophole in the Constitution that not a lot of people know about. It's why not a lot of crimes happen.
That's why historically there's no crime.
Yeah. I wouldn't
Because
call it.
we've all been bamboozled.
I wouldn't call it inordinate, Mr. Gavin. Mr. Wright!
What do you think you're doing, Wright?
Wow. Things sure look different from the other side. You know what I mean, Apollo? Speaking of looking from the other side, let's consider something for a second. The victim wore that hat all night, never once taking it off, except for that one time. That one time being the instant he was hit!
Oh.
When Mr. Wright returned from reporting the crime, the hat was lying on the floor. Mr. Wright picked it up and placed it on the victim's head. In other words, in order to have seen Mr. Smith's bald head, you would have had to have been at the scene of the crime at the time of the crime.
In other words, you'd have to be the real killer. Is what you're trying to say.
Not bad, Apollo. I mean, he kind of just regurgitated what you said, but sure.
Mr. Gavin, that sounded awfully similar to an evil laugh. I'm afraid that I haven't been entirely honest with the court.
What?
Oh, I assure you, I had the noblest of intentions. I did it all to protect my client, Mr. Wright. Yet, I'm afraid in the current situation, I see little reason to hide anything. Very well. Allow me to tell you the truth of what happened that night. Finally! You may begin your testimony. Tell us, how were you involved in the events of that fateful night? The rage I sensed in that man that night troubled me, so I returned to the club. I went down to the basement and peeked in through the little window to the hideout. It must have been right after the murder took place. The victim was dead, as he appears in the photo. A bald head, an unconscious girl, and Wright holding a bottle in his hand. I sensed that was not the best place for me to be at the time, and so I left. That's when the call came from Wright.
You can't receive phone... Oh, I guess he said he left. Okay.
So, you witnessed the murder?
For better or worse, I missed the actual moment of the deed. Mr. Gavin, may I remind you that you are on Mr. Wright's defense team. So it's your responsibility to take the L and go to jail for him. Your testimony is clearly disadvantageous to your client.
Yeah, because he's accusing him of doing it. So, like, what else is he supposed to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, we get it. We've done this thing. We've really started to just very recklessly rearrange the roles of the courtroom. As the co-counsel is now the defendant's now the co-counsel.
Your Honor, you might have noticed that now I'm being accused of murder, and I don't want that, so of course I'm gonna fucking say he did it. Duh.
What else could I say?
The prosecutor just seems lost, but that's nothing new.
That's honestly the most comforting thing about this whole trial.
At least something makes sense.
I'm standing on the witness stand, after all.
So you are, Mr. Gavin. And you've had to testify, and you had to testify as you just did. You had to tell them you saw the scene of the crime through that little window. Mr. Wright, you had to say that. Because that was the only probable window of opportunity. Right, Apollo? Oh.
Mr. Wright, the defense should do the cross-examination, not the defendant.
Sorry. Force of habit, Your Honor.
I'm co-counsel now. I can do whatever I want.
Mr. Justice, I'm my own co-counsel. Mr. Justice, are you
I'm still
prepared?
disbarred, though, so I can't be a co-counsel. I'm doing it anyway.
Yes, Your
What
Honor.
about a co-counsel? Does that work?
Can't believe I'm going up against Mr. Gavin. This trial is getting weirder and weirder. That fateful night.
So I feel like one of the pictures is showing what he's talking about.
Peek through the window.
Yeah, he keeps talking about this
Murder took
window.
place. Victim is dead as he appears in the photo. Bald head, an unconscious girl, and Wright holding the bottle in hand. I sensed that it was not the best place for me to be at the time, so I left. That's when the call came from Wright. I mean, he's saying that he saw from this tiny window.
Everything from there.
Mhm.
Yes.
Which technically we don't know where the other two are positioned, so it's kind of like, I guess technically he could have. But that might be
anything that he couldn't have seen from the window.
I feel like we're gonna have to press to get him to clarify a few more specifics, and then we can
Okay.
nail him on it. Let's go for here on. By photo, you mean the second photograph of the crime scene?
Precisely. You see, he wasn't wearing his hat then. I saw his head when he was dead.
And then when Mr. Wright came along, and replaced his hat.
Can you describe the scene of the crime for us?
Bald head, unconscious girl, and Wright holding a bottle in his hand. Those were the only three at the scene of the crime.
Yes. As far as I saw, at least.
Then we're back where we started. The killer was the defendant, Phoenix Wright. Who else could it have been? But why didn't you talk to the police?
2 reasons. First, I didn't actually witness the very moment of the crime. Second, my office was asked to defend Wright. Even after seeing what I had seen, I couldn't abandon my friend.
There must have been someone else there at the moment of the crime!
Justice, I just said I saw no one. Not a soul.
But that goes against what Mr. Wright said!
Ah, yes. This mysterious 4th person. Who would conveniently be the real killer, I suppose.
Glad to see we agree, Mr. Gavin.
Let me pose a question, then. Tell me, what possible reason did the real killer have to swap the cards in the victim's hand? Perhaps you can show us a reason why such a thing would be necessary.
How can I show something I can't find myself? Remember, Apollo, the card that was swapped out was the 5th ace. The 5th ace.
Oh, because it has
Right.
blood on it. And it has his blood on it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mr. Justice, the question of why the killer would swap out a card has been raised. Can you point to a reason?
I mean, we literally have
Yeah.
the card, so...
Yeah, present that shit.
Yeah, we will, Your Honor.
Yeah, we frickin' will.
It's now or never. The defense would like to present evidence to the court. Evidence showing the reason why a card was swapped out.
Then go ahead and point out your reason, Mr. Justice. Why did the killer take the 5th ace?
Because it got blood on it. Oh, we might need to check it first. A single drop of blood marks the front of the card. Okay.
This I will say, this game, Gak kind of traumatized us. I don't think you have to do as much like examining a thing to get it to like unlock that it's relevant. I think you can just kind of do it.
Oh yeah. My reason is
That scared me because the music didn't immediately stop.
this. Also, he's like, why did the killer have to take the card? Here's the card. Oh, okay.
Is that an ace?
Yeah, it's the ace of spades! Why, it's got blood on it. Right next to the spade.
Actually, it's the ace of shovels, Your Honor.
Oh shit! Look at his face. He's got a little twitch on it.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
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 It's
One
really
corner of his
good.
mouth.
This is insane. Why wasn't I told about this? Why?
Could this be the missing 5th ace? Inconceivable. How could you? What are you doing with that card?
Well, that's the thing. Why is Mr. Gavin so upset? It's just a fishy card from some fishy girl. Oh, that card? It's mine. That is, I picked it up at the Borscht Bull Club that night after the murder had occurred. I gave it to my daughter. Cards are her stock in trade, after all.
No. Impossible. Unacceptable. The court can't accept this evidence. It's a fraud.
Fraud? How can you be so sure?
What?
I would think the only person who would claim it's a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The real killer. Allow me to elaborate. What if this trace of blood was the reason?
The reason for...
For the killer to take the card from the scene of the crime.
Where are you going with this?
Take another look at the photo and the victim's head. At the moment of the crime, his hat fell to the floor, and a trickle of blood ran from his forehead down to the back of his hand. Couldn't a drop of that blood have fallen onto one of the cards? I suppose. The killer then took the card to hide the blood.
Regardless, that evidence is non-permissible.
Oh?
Right. Regardless of how you wasted the last 7 years, you used to be a lawyer. You know what a serious crime it is to conceal evidence.
Oh, we can discuss the finer points of our legal system later. What's important now is that I've answered your question.
What are you talking about?
You wanted to know why the killer would have taken a card from the crime scene. And now, I've told you. That one drop of blood would have been decisive evidence, you see.
This is baseless conjecture. Baseless!
Oh, shit. Oh, I assure you, it's quite based. Yeah! He fucking said it! This is like one of the 3 things I know about this game is that he says this line. It's incredible. It's incredible. I had no context for how he said it, but I'm so glad we got to be here. Yep.
We all got to be here and everybody together.
Where were you when Phoenix said, I assure you it's quite based?
It's incredible that this was said, 15 years ago in a video game, and now this word means a billion different things.
Something so different.
It's incredible.
Chat is popping off.
They love how based it is. Oh, I assure you, it's quite based.
What?
It's amazing, really, how a single drop of blood on a single card can lead us to the truth. It's quite simple. Well, Apollo? Yes? Try picturing the scene of the crime. In your head. I don't know why it took a second there.
Sorry, I zoned out for a second there.
Kind of blacked out there.
Ooh, look at this. The murder took place in the hideout. The body of the luckless victim was found at the poker table. And, before the killer swapped a card out, there was a single card with a drop of blood in the victim's hand. Blood on it in the victim's hand. Given this, there is one decisive problem with this scene.
Well, what is it?
Let's keep it simple, shall we? Given that there was a drop of blood on a card, whose position in this diagram doesn't fit? The victims? The killers? The witnesses? The second witnesses? Whose position doesn't fit with the bloody card? Well, my reasoning is that it would have to be this person because that's the whole reason why Kristoph is like, I can't be there. He has to prove that he was outside of the window, not in it.
Yeah, but that doesn't have anything to do with the bloody card, though.
That's what I think.
So wouldn't it be the victim's position?
It doesn't fit.
Well, because at this point, doesn't the
So what he's saying is that Kristoph, well, we saw this person get killed, or Kristoph killed this person, but there was a reason that he had to take the card out of his hand because it had a drop of blood on it instead of just leaving it there, which I have no fucking clue why he wouldn't just leave it there, because it seems like this actually is going to fuck him in the end.
Well, because the thing is so the blood trickled off of the back of his head and fell onto the card.
Mm-hmm.
But if it trickled off the back of his head, that would just be like up against something behind him. So that doesn't seem like where he was when he was.
Oh, that is a really good
reasoning.
point. That is a really good point. Yep. That tracks. That tracks with me.
yeah.
Well, isn't it the victim's position that's the problem?
I don't follow your logic here, Mr. Justice.
Well, look, the victim was struck on his head, sending him back in his chair. You'd think any blood would fall behind the body, not onto the table in front of him.
Ah.
Take a look at the photo again. If he bled in this position, the blood would fall onto the floor, not onto the cards.
Why, that's right. So, what does this mean?
So I feel like isn't it possible that even if you hit someone, they fall backwards, a drop of blood could have still gone forward from the impact?
Yeah.
Yeah, but shut up.
I don't mind. I don't mind this at all. I'm just curious.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
for
curious.
sure.
I'm just curious if that's truly foolproof logic.
Oh yeah, because you could just like hit somebody and then blood got on the bottle, and then as you're recoiling, blood kind of like spatters somewhere else.
Incidentally, we were sitting in swivel chairs.
That's actually probably really
Swivel
relevant.
chairs? Oh man. Apollo, try turning the chair around. That's wild that it let me do that. That felt really weird. I didn't expect that to work.
The chair was facing the other way?
It would have to be. These 3D models are freaking me out, man.
They look like crash
shit.
test dummies.
The victim's chair was facing away from the table.
Mr. Wright returned from informing the police. Which way was the chair facing?
When I came back to the room, the body was facing as seen in this photo. That would mean the killer turned the chair back around. Let's take the next step. Look at the diagram once more. We know now the victim was facing away from the table at the time of the murder. But this creates another significant contradiction.
Again?
Let's test your reasoning skills again, shall we? Apollo, whose location on this diagram contradicts our new understanding of the crime scene?
It'd be the killer.
The victim, the killers, the witnesses, the second witnesses. Whose location creates a contradiction if the victim is facing away? Yeah, I mean, the killer would not be able to be there.
They'd have to be
Yeah.
they'd have to be in front of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. The victim was struck from the front, correct? Indeed. Well, wouldn't it be hard for the killer to hit him from the front? Sitting there with where his indicator currently is? I would think it would be quite hard, yes.
Yes, but what you're saying makes no sense. Why would the victim suddenly turn to face the wall in the middle of a game?
I believe a sufficient reason will soon come to light.
What?
There's something in this diagram that makes far less sense, actually. Look at the diagram again. Apollo, if the victim was struck while he was sitting as shown here, where would his assailant be standing? Try marking it on the diagram. What? But there's no room to put a mark where the killer should be. Don't worry. Let's think it through and see what we find. We know the victim is facing towards the wall at the crime. That's the only thing we know for sure. Try to forget about everything else. Where would the killer have to be standing to strike the victim in the front? Inside the locker.
Inside, yeah.
The killer had to be standing, well, here.
You get points for flair, but that's about all you get.
I thought I was onto something there, too.
I hardly need to point out that standing there would be impossible. The victim is facing a solid cupboard. Or are you claiming the victim climbed the cupboard and hit him from above?
It's simple logic, really. If this was the only place the killer could have been standing.
Leopold Shark in the chat said it was Mr. Tumnus.
That's so good. Mr. Tumnus came out from the wardrobe and fucking brained him.
Block this dude.
Oh
He
my
said,
god.
"Do you have Turkish delights?" And then just fucking killed his ass.
He was an ally. The shoddy was an ally of the White Queen.
Oh my
Thomas
god.
had to take him out.
There's something just Mr. Tumnus is, I think, probably one of the funniest creations that mankind has ushered in.
He's one of the funniest, like, nothing burgers.
Well, he's
I just think it's so funny because it's the actor so early in his career.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the original movie is oh fuck, who is it in the original movie?
Yeah,
Chat.
it's Professor Xavier.
God, what is his
James
name?
McAvoy.
James McAvoy.
Yeah, it's
really
so
young
funny
James
'cause it's
McAvoy.
young James McAvoy, who will go on to do so many more like
Important.
mature
roles.
and more impressive
he's
roles.
just-
I just remember
he's
he
just
was
Mr. Tumnus.
fucking Mr. Tumnus. Literally always funny.
Then that means at that very moment of the crime. Wait, I know. At the moment of the crime, the cupboard wasn't there.
What's this now?
I mean, that's the only explanation, right, Mr. Gavin? Your Honor, I have a suggestion for the defense. We should arrange to examine the cupboard in the hideout immediately.
Bailiff, send a team to the crime scene immediately. Have them try to move the cupboard. and we'll all sit here quietly until you return.
Your Honor,
What?
there's one more thing your men should look for. Please give this to the bailiff.
Yes, I see. You do belong in the courtroom after all, Mr. Wright.
Chat, what did he say to him? Wrong answers only. I do my best.
What that thing do?
But let's forge ahead here while we wait. Look at the diagram once again. It's been changed. The killer was standing here at the time of the crime, and this cupboard wasn't here, which means... Apollo, try moving the cupboard. Fuck off.
Now try and slide the cupboard out of the room in 10 moves or less.
Now, Apollo, slide
It
to the
reminds me
left.
of a puzzle.
Now slide to the right. Now crisscross.
Cha-cha,
Real smooth.
Everybody.
Clap your hands. As you can see, the cupboard was the problem. At the time of the murder, it has to have been shown here. Oh, so the window wouldn't have even been visible. Oh.
Uh-oh.
You idiots. Now, everything is in place to reconstruct the moment of the crime. Oh my. What's this?
What is it now?
Look at the diagram of the crime scene once more. It appears we found yet another contradiction. What I believe to be the final contradiction, in fact. Huh? Oh, dang! Oh, beans! Gee willikers! Notice something, Apollo? Our line of deduction is rapidly approaching its logical conclusion.
Now then, Mr. Justice, please point to the new contradicting indicator. Is it the victim, the killer, the witness, the second witness? Which indicator in this diagram contradicts what we know about the crime?
It's the second witness.
It's
He
him.
can't be there.
Yeah. Wouldn't have been able to see shit.
About this cupboard. Are we all okay with assuming it moved? Sure, why not? I suggested it did, so I don't see why you doubt me. Well, if it was, something really doesn't fit. The cupboard would completely cover the window to the stairs.
Ah!
That's right. Someone standing outside wouldn't be able to see in. Someone like Mr. Gavin.
Someone like Mr. Tubness.
What did you say?
Oh, is the coolest defense in the West losing his cool?
Don't expect me to play along with your little game, right?
It's only a game until someone gets killed, Mr. Gavin. And someone was, while the window to that room was blocked by a cupboard. So, Mr. Gavin, perhaps you'd like to explain to the court exactly where did you witness that crime scene from?
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Order! This is a court of law, and I will have order.
We just now received word from our investigative team at the Borscht Bowl Club. They've examined the cupboard in the hideout, Your Honor.
Oh, and what did they find?
It was never there.
Well,
Now, Mr. Tubness.
Your Honor, some of our men got lost. They went into the cupboard and never came out.
Now they're in service of
out there-
Aslan.
Turns out there's a secret passage behind it.
What?
Does it lead to Narnia?
The judge is like,
Ah, yes. I remember that.
I remember when I was in Narnia.
Me and my siblings were there long ago.
We were hiding out in the British countryside to avoid the bombs.
To avoid the blitz.
Well, that's more of my grandpa's backstory.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Yes. I believe I mentioned something of the sort before. This is one of the tricks to the room about our many. This is one of the tricks to the room many of our regulars know about. I do remember him saying something about that now that he mentions it. That secret passage is a handy thing when you have it. It's a handy thing to have when you're engaged in illegal goings on. You never know when you might need to duck away from the eyes of the law. So, the room has a secret passage. Where does it go? The other side connects to the restaurant above. The underworld bosses could get away from the cops and enjoy a cold bowl of borscht, no doubt. Just like our killer. So many silent white fades, why? You see where our line of simple deductive reasoning has led us, Apollo? I see it, but I don't believe it. That girl wasn't...
An entire world inside the wardrobe?
A talking lion?
The most thinly veiled Jesus metaphor ever? Like he wasn't even trying. It's Jesus. Just call him Jesus.
Wait. And you're telling me that Santa Claus was an actual character? And he gave them weapons to fight a war? What?
I forgot about that. Holy shit.
Santa never gave me weapons to fight a
Santa
war.
didn't give me shit. That girl wasn't kidding when she said I need this trump card for the last hand. At the time of the murder, the window was blocked and the victim's hat was only off his head for a few minutes between Mr. Smith's murder and Mr. Wright's return from calling the cops. In other words, the only place anyone could have seen the victim's bald head was from inside the hideout. Well, Mr. Gavin, come on, say something.
Dare I ask what really happened that night?
Actually, I think we can probably figure it out ourselves at this point. That night, for whatever reason, our killer had a date with Mr. Smith. A date with destiny. It's a little overdramatic, but sure.
All right, you know what? Just for that, Phoenix Wright is guilty.
No!
Damn it, Apollo.
God damn it, Apollo.
That's why you don't drop big dramatic lines in the first case.
There he crouched,
You gotta wait until at least your fifth case.
hidden in the secret passageway behind the cupboard, holding his breath, waiting for just the right moment. Then, the chance came, and he took it.
Dramatic!
What? Why did you do that? Wait here, I'll get help.
Miss Olga O'Reilly was out cold, struck by Mr. Smith. But his time was soon to come. Mr. Wright went upstairs to call the cops, leaving Mr. Shoddy Smith alone in the hideout with the unconscious dealer. Or so he thought. Then our killer stepped out from the secret passage into the hideout. The victim must have heard the cupboard sliding aside. Just spinning around. Oh, hey, what are you doing? Oh!
And that's when the killer bent down and sucked.
He pressed the XXX and the YYY. And he was sucked. After the deed was done, the criminal must have seen the blood on the card. He would have, of course, realized the need to destroy the evidence. That single spot of blood told the whole story of the crime. Too bad for him he didn't linger any longer in the hideout that night. If he had, he might have noticed the cards on the floor. And the fact that they were all red. Oh shit.
Well, it seems this trial has taken yet another turn. I'm truly sorry I had to see this day come, Mr. Gavin.
Is he not going to give us a breakdown? Mr. Gavin?
Mr. Payne,
Yeah.
You're guilty.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yar.
What? No.
the prosecution will continue its investigation.
Oh, okay, the case isn't over yet.
As to Mr. Phoenix Wright, the defendant,
Oh.
is hereby cleared of all suspicion.
Okay, no, it is over.
Believe me when I say that I don't believe this is happening, Mr. Gavin. But I'm afraid circumstances call for me to issue a warrant for your arrest immediately.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no need to apologize. I rather enjoyed myself. It's not every day you get to witness a legendary attorney's dirty tactics firsthand.
Your point, Mr. Gavin?
Frankly, Your Honor, I'm shocked that a person of your caliber would be taken in by such a low-grade parlor trick.
Excuse me?
The defendant is cleared of all suspicion. This is hardly the time for jokes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright hasn't proven anyone's guilt or innocence here. What he has done is use illegal evidence to put the blame on someone else.
Oh, are we talking about illegal
And not
evidence
just
here?
anyone else, but me, his own defense attorney.
Illegal evidence?
Let me ask you, Mr. Gavin. Is there still any reason at present to suspect me of wrongdoing?
Of course. This bottle, for instance.
The bottle of grape juice Mr. Wright was drinking?
How do you intend to explain away the fingerprints on the murder weapon? And not just any fingerprints. Am I right, Mr. Payne?
Actually, yes. The fingerprints on the bottle were, upside down.
I seem to recall this being an issue earlier.
The court, and this case, demand an explanation. I can think of only one reason why one would hold a bottle upside down, and that is to hit someone with the bottom of the bottle. Well, Your Honor?
See how the caught fish squirms to the last. Well, Apollo? Yes? Your boss seems awfully concerned about this bottle still. But I'm sure you can come up with a suitable explanation. Just like that. Yeah. Just like what? Sex and the City reference? Why would anyone grab a bottle upside down other than to...
Other than to gulp!
Don't let him trick you into thinking his explanation is the only legitimate one. Is there really another? Take another look at the court record. I believe you'll find a simple answer there, in plain sight. How about you just say the answer in plain words?
It would be hasty to deliver a verdict with unanswered questions, indeed. Well, Mr. Justice,
Mr. Gavin said that the court in this case demands an explanation. Don't worry. Justice won't leave until justice is done.
Why are you talking about yourself in the third person?
My last name is Justice.
In case you haven't figured it out yet. It's clever.
Perhaps-
This is a game that takes place in the courtroom.
perhaps the defense would care to enlighten the court. What evidence do you have to explain why the fingerprints on the bottle are upside down?
Is it that he would just grab it like that from this position? Is that anything?
Yeah, probably.
I
Yeah,
thought this
I mean,
earlier, but like I was like, that's kind of nothing, and it wasn't relevant to bring it up again.
Yeah, no. I mean that is how you'd pick it up in that position.
Yeah.
Okay. It's actually easier to show you than explain, Your Honor. Place that bottle on the floor next to your chair.
Excuse me? On the floor.
Yes. Now reach down and pick it up without getting out of your chair.
It's like, oh, okay. He bends down, hinges at the waist, and picks it up with his mouth.
What?
Like,
That was the weirdest way you could have done that.
Your Honor, what the fuck?
What? This is how I would pick it up. This is not how you guys do it.
Did I do something weird again?
See? You naturally go to pick up the bottle by its neck. With your fingers upside down! Motherfucker. Look at this photograph! Taken on the night of the murder! The defendant, Mr. Wright, sat here, playing piano, bottles of grape juice on the floor by the side of his piano bench. He would have naturally picked up the bottles upside down several times.
Wow. I can't believe it was that simple.
And I can't believe it's not butter.
Thank you. Recall our dinner that evening, Kristoph. I was drinking my usual juice then, too. Basically, you used the bottle on the table to do the deed. But then you must have remembered. So you went and picked up one of the bottles from under the piano, and you switched the bottles. You took one of Mr. Wright's bottles and made it look like the murder weapon. And that's why it's empty. That's why the card isn't in it. Very good.
Order! 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 What do you have to say to these charges, Mr. Gavin?
Give us a breakdown. Give us a breakdown.
Fascinating. So this is the legendary attorney's famed tactic of misdirection.
Come on, bro. It's almost 10 o'clock. You gotta accept that you're guilty. What?
You claim that I switched the bottle. Where is your proof?
Proof? Well, that's,
As I thought, more baseless conjecture. I'm afraid your bottle of proof is quite empty.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Your Honor, when you initiated the investigation of the hideout earlier, do you recall what I requested? Do you recall that I requested an additional investigation?
Ah, yes, I have your memo about that here. Retrieve the bottles from under the piano at the Borscht Bowl Club. Love, Phoenix,
Nah, you don't have to read that part, Your Honor.
Your Honor, please.
And here's one of the bottles in question.
What are you going to dust? What are you going to dust that for fingerprints too? No, I don't think so.
God damn it.
I would be surprised if any were on that.
You can't keep
but
getting away with
who?
this.
It's been a long time. Mr. Gavin probably wouldn't have made such a novice mistake, true. That bottle won't bear a trace of anything. Say, Apollo. Yes? Why don't you go ahead and examine that bottle? But why? Just humor me. Mr. Wright, that bottle will solve this case once and for all. What?
Just humor me. Okay, knock knock.
That's some bottle. Yeah, it's got the card in it.
Oh!
There's something inside the bottle!
Something inside the butthole?
Not yet. What's this?
That card. It can't be.
Recall that unpleasant woman's testimony for a moment.
Damn.
Miss Olga Orley? Why are you coming for her like this? Yes, our little swindling Devochka. Okay, Phoenix.
All right, I like that.
A little swindling Devochka.
That night, I planted the card like I was supposed to. And Wright lost the last hand, just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him. But the planted card was gone. The trap failed.
Wait, this isn't... You're telling me that this is the planted card that you disposed of? The one you mentioned in this piece of testimony. I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found a card. Yes, I snuck a peek at it and found it was a 5 of hearts. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card before the game.
Disposed? Where?
There was an empty bottle of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me. I threw the card inside the bottle. The 5 of hearts. This is the card. The bottles were swapped. And the only one who could have done that was the 4th person in the club that night. You, Mr. Kristoph Gavin. Oh, baby. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
He can also break
He's
gravity.
psychic. Yeah, he's psychic too. That's nuts.
Go Super Saiyan.
No, he's Magneto, but with lobsters and tin trays.
I was gonna say, I love the idea that nobody bothered to clean up the lobster that was just laying on the floor that entire time.
Also, what a shitty mutant power.
I can levitate lobsters.
And utensils. And any utensils that have recently been used to serve lobster.
They're lobsters.
Yo,
Not
that's
any utensil,
my
only
fucking...
utensils that have touched lobsters.
That was actually my character
Oh my
in
God.
Carol's superpower. We just didn't get
That
to
was
flesh that
Zach's-
out more.
That was there was a whole monologue that Zach was gonna do where he used his lobster telekinesis powers and then fucking Kate Blanchett.
Kate had to cut my fucking scene. But she's like, "Oh, this is my good chance to get an Oscar. Oh, I'm Kate Blanchett."
Yeah, Zach was robbed of his Academy
Fucking robbed.
Award.
Fucking robbed. That is all.
Is this your idea of revenge, Phoenix Wright?
I mean, you try to get him accused of murder, so...
Revenge?
Revenge for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago.
Yes.
My past is like my logic. Straight and true. Well, okay, maybe
But not,
But
my
not the
past is like
straight
my
part.
logic, but not my sexuality. Right?
Nothing's changed. All I did was point the finger of justice in the proper direction.
And Apollo, you lubed up the finger of justice.
Jesus God.
And together we made an outstanding, unstoppable team.
Fine. I'm glad we could have this little tete-a-tete, right?
To get fancy using words like tete-a-tete.
This is insane! What about me? Don't I get to prosecute anyone?
That's incredible. No, we forgot you were here, Winston.
As always, you are not relevant anymore. Get with the program.
I believe this time we've finally come to the end of our trial. Mr. Payne, do you have a report for us on Kristoph Gavin?
He's admitted everything. We're processing his arrest now.
I see. Still, one has to wonder why he would do such a thing. He didn't even have a connection to the victim, did he?
None that we know of.
Mr. Wright, have you anything to add?
I'm afraid I can't shed any more light on the matter.
About this victim, Mr. Shoddy Smith. His occupation was listed as traveler. odd profession, to be sure, and that's all we know about him.
I'll arrange a follow-up investigation, Your Honor.
Good. Mr. Wright,
Yes.
7 years, and you still haven't lost your touch.
Kristoph Gavin was a man with much significance for me, both as a friend and a lawyer.
He was extremely talented, to be sure.
I needed two things before I could confront him. The first was a place where no injustice could be tolerated. This courtroom.
Unfortunately, I had to sign up for this courtroom.
The second was a man who would tolerate no injustice. In other words, a defense attorney. You, Apollo. Me? A dark time is coming for our legal system.
Oh no, it's the dark age of the law.
A twisting of justice brought on by our very own court system.
The White Queen is coming from Narnia.
Shit.
We have to set it right. Mr. Wright.
We'll have to rally all of our thinly veiled Christian references to stand against her.
Our work lies ahead of us, and I, for one, looking forward to it.
Well, this seems like a good time to announce a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Hot Milky.
I can't remember who you were, so I'm apologizing that I'm stealing your joke, but someone in the chat said something very funny earlier, which is more like pissed off Gavin. I was like,
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Whoever said that in the
Fucking
chat,
got him.
whoever in the chat said that, shout yourself out so I can give you credit, because that was very funny.
Mm-hmm.
Court is adjourned.
Here we go. Oh, fuck yeah, the music. Thanks, Apollo. You came through, just like I thought you would. I'm pretty sure I didn't do a thing in there. It was you who cornered Mr. the killer. I couldn't have done it by myself. You sensed it too today, didn't you? Your ability. Ability? Yes.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you're magic now. Fucking wild, right?
Sensitivity. I lack. You'll come to understand it soon enough. Wait, I wonder if he means the fact that I know Narnia is real. I have one question for the witness then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is that true?
Of course it's true.
I mean, also fuck this. This is a flashback we don't need again already. What's this weird vibe I'm getting? What was that, Mr. Wright? You'll have to find the answer to that question yourself. The answer? Right. Metal Gear? Today was full of so many questions without answers. Most of them about Mr. Gavin. What possible reason could he have had to commit murder? Perhaps you'll learn that in the days to come. Huh? Wait, you don't know, do you? This locket is the key. Huh? Oh, that reminds me. I met the girl whose picture's in your locket. Your daughter, right? That's right. She's my daughter. You know, you were right about this locket. I did steal it off that man when I killed him. What?
Thanks for helping me get off scot-free.
Whew, I really did not want to go to jail.
That was a close one.
Oh my god, what have I done? I took this off his neck the night he died. But it looks like our dear Russian scam artist saw me. So, the truth is, this locket really did belong to me. Wait! But that's perjury! You testified! You said that locket was yours! I said no such thing, actually. Huh? I merely said that it was a locket with my daughter's picture inside. A subtle distinction, but a distinction nonetheless. And if it's the truth, and it's the truth.
So why did a strange man have a picture of your daughter in his locket?
He's a fucking
Hey.
weirdo.
Don't fucking worry about it.
Wait, but then why? Why was the victim wearing a locket with a picture of your
Yeah.
daughter inside it?
That's what I said.
Sometimes the straightest path to the truth isn't the best one. Give it time. You're still just getting started with your
Sometimes
career.
the gayest path to the truth is the best one.
Speaking of which, I may be out of a job. I work for Gavin Law Offices after all. I still can't believe I just saw Mr. Gavin get led away in handcuffs. Apollo. Yes? How about coming to work for me?
Yeah.
You mean at the Wright & Co. Law Offices? I mean, there's not a single attorney in my generation that doesn't know it. I can't imagine that to be true, but... Wait, but didn't you... You're not a... Oh, I turned in my badge, yes. I'm not an attorney anymore. That incident 7 years ago.
The incident.
That legendary
DL
trial.
7 years ago incident.
No, no.
And at the middle of it all was one man, Phoenix Wright. The case reached its sad conclusion, and he left law for good. Have you ever thought about coming back to the courts? I'm not qualified to stand in a court of law, I'm afraid. Didn't you notice that in today's trial? There was a single piece of forged evidence. Forged evidence? What are you talking about? I'm talking about evidence that shouldn't have existed. A naughty magician's trick. One piece of evidence struck me as odd, it's true. It just seems, well, too perfect. But this was the piece of forged evidence. I mean, it's got to be the card, right?
The card.
Yeah, 'cause we weren't supposed to have that. Gavin took it. You mean this, don't you? I got this from your daughter, Mr. Wright. Yes, that card shouldn't have been found at the crime scene. Why? Because the killer took it with him when he left, leaving the wrong card in its place. Luckily for us.
The court can't accept this evidence. It's a fraud.
Fraud? How can you be so sure? I would think the only person who could claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The real killer. Again, the flashbacks I've heard are terrible in this game, and this is stacking up pretty bad already.
Uh-huh.
My verdict was already handed down 7 years ago. Then you really... Yes, I forged this card. One look at the crime
Empire of the
scene
Mount Doom.
should have told you it wasn't real. But you can't do something like that and call yourself an attorney.
But I'm not an
Did you
attorney.
just miss the part where I said I'm not an attorney?
Who's calling themselves an attorney, Apollo? So it's true. The rumor is true. 7 years ago. None of that matters much now, does it? Oh shit! I punched him. Damn,
Ow, my hand
you
hurts.
throw a right hook like a piece of shit.
He does
Like-
the
Like
he
a
does the
baby.
SpongeBob. His fingers are broken. It's the
It's
They
your
call
s-
me Iron. They call me the Iron Jawed Phoenix.
It's your story from here on out, Apollo, until I kind of usurp it in the later games. Perhaps I can help you turn the next page.
It's your story for now until Chu Takumi realizes people don't like you as much and kind of writes you as a side character.
My office's address. Drop in if you'd like. Mr. Wright. Oh, about your uppercut. Try yelling, "Take that!" next time. Find it packs a bit more of a punch. And Apollo, thanks for today. I had a good time. And with that, Mr. Wright walked out the door. And That's how my first trial ended. A lot of mysteries went unsolved. And at the time, I had no idea they were all related. Every mystery that day connected by a single thread of logic. I'd find that out soon enough. My name is Apollo Justice, attorney at law, and this is how my story begins.
Finn.
Yeah. And now we're on to Turnabout Obama.
No, turnabout Biden.
You turn about Biden, yeah.
That's true. That's true. Well, no, this is a flashback case, so.
No, is
Yeah. Turnabout Van Buren.
it? Whoa, we went too far back.
Turnabout Hoover.
Oh, God.
Turnabout Ford.
Damn.
Turnabout Nixon. Time to find out who did Watergate.
Oh, shit.
Very good. Very, very good. Folks, that's going to do it for another Ace Attorney with an actual lawyer. Again, we're still basically at 550 concurrent viewers. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Yeah, seriously.
Again, next 2 weeks, we will not be doing Ace Attorney. We'll be back on October 8th once we get through all of our trips and travels. However, we will still be playing Paranormacite next week on YouTube, so be very excited for that. I'm incredibly hyped because this game fucking rules. It is the best 999 game since the second 999 game. And it's spooky, which is great for the holiday season. October 8th. I meant November 8th. God damn it. That's me.
We're traveling back in time.
Exactly. But follow us on twitch.tv/SaveDataTeam if you can. Support us on patreon.com/SaveDataTeam as well. We really appreciate that. But until next time, stick around for art because court is adjourned. Levi with Trucy carving a pumpkin in honor of spooky season and a necessary feelings day on Friday. I had rushed to get this done, so it's kind of sucky. No, this is super cute.
Great.
I love this. Happy Unnecessary Feelings Day, Daddy and Miles. This is super cute, and hell yeah, I love the perfect timing for the season. So hell yeah.
Yeah.
Bacon with I know the Barbie meme is really old, but I wanted to share the full version of an art trade thing I did with my best friend. This is
Literally
incredible.
Literally every meme is dated the second it comes out. So
I mean,
it's
this
fine.
this case literally is referencing the O'Reilly owl with fucking Olga O'Reilly, which is wild to me. These are so good though.
Yeah, these are really good.
Fucking incredible. Emma with hello. I don't have any Apollo Justice art, so here's the TGAA one I made this week instead. Yeah. The angle on this is really, really good.
Yeah.
Them chilling outside.
Your art's always so great.
Incredible.
It's always so good.
Goldblaze with Apollo tries to learn poker. He's doing very good. Yes! The fucking Mario Party Luigi poker game. Wow. Wow. Also, I love that you did not resize Luigi at all.
Nope.
He is freakishly
He's
sized
massive.
next to Apollo. That's incredible. Mickey with A, let's go. Yeah, no, this is so good. Like, this pose of Phoenix holding the card like this, the stubble, the lighting, everything's awesome. Yeah, being disbarred sucks. Though being a lawyer wasn't exactly a walk in the park either. At least now I won't be physically assaulted. You did what? Very good. Very, very
Sure
good.
you can.
Wow. This is incredible.
This is so fucking funny.
It's so good.
Oh my god.
The
What a
Apollo
deep
Justice
cut.
body shape is incredible on this.
What a fucking oh my god, that's so funny.
This is so good, Mickey. Holy shit. Mint Mango, first time poster as well, saying first time catching a stream live and sending art here. Welcome. First, just a silly sketch of Apollo in the Danganronpa-ish cut-in style. Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. That's
Hell
hot.
yeah.
That's hot.
Next is a Phoenix thing I did pretty recently. Yeah. I like the kind of
looking
muted
hot.
colors on this too. This is incredible. Acorn or Dessert Boy Man with, I've already done Apollo, Kristoph Gavin cupcakes from way back. but I never did Trucy. Trucy is a vanilla funfetti cake with vanilla buttercream and absolutely filled with sprinkles.
Just decimated.
Just
with
so many
sprinkles.
sprinkles inside this cupcake. The hat and diamonds are also made of buttercream left out to dry, so they got stiff. Yeah, this is awesome.
This looks so yummy.
God,
look at all those sprinkles.
So many fucking sprinkles. I love this series, Dessert Boy Man. I'm happy to see you return to it.
It's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah. Yeah, we got some yen art. I couldn't make Apollo say porn. I'm sorry. Holy shit!
It's okay. We forgive you, Yen.
I can't not laugh at this. Hello, Mr. Wright. I decided to grow a mustache for my first case. I've been working on it for weeks, and I think it's just fine. Thanks. I hate it.
Justice, I think you neglected to tell me about this.
I guess if law doesn't work out, then I'll have a career in... Please stop. I hired you, right? What do I pay you to make you stop? $100! Here, take everything in my wallet.
Actually, I think that's my wallet.
That's so good. Yeah,
That's really good.
Reaper did a watercolor drawing of Phoenix, Apollo, and Trucy since digital art is being a pain. Yeah.
Oh, this is so good.
They took my eyes, Apollo.
Aw,
so good.
These are all so cute.
Yeah, these are adorable, Reaper. Pinky with y'all probably see the witness breakdown by now, but just in case. Olga, my little Russian lady. Yeah. This is so good.
That is good.
Awesome. Hell yeah, Pinky. Common with every time I see cards, I think Deltarune, so I made this cute little drawing with Ace Attorney characters in Deltarune. Yeah.
This is so good.
A wall
This
of
is
pains
adorable.
accuse you of murder. Yeah, that's very good.
Yeah. I love this.
Also, the juxtaposition of Maya being like the tiny and smallest and cutest person being Susie is a very good juxtaposition for me. Garbachat, also a first-time viewer, saying, I think this guy might be fine. Not sure, though. Hi, everybody. Longtime Ace Attorney / Save Data fan, first-time participant in Art for Streams, and new to the server. So, insanely excited for this playthrough. Apollo Justice is my fave in the series, and I know these streams are going to rock. Hell yeah. Welcome so much. Oh, God. I'm fine. I am so fine. Tense? Not me. I'm so not tense. I'm chill. Loose even. Loosest guy you'll ever meet. Look at my lawyer's dog. I'm going to jail. This Apollo face is incredible.
It's really good.
I mean, all of the expressions in this picture are incredible. Also, Phoenix has a
Phoenix
Uno.
got the Uno reverse.
Yeah, reverse card. It's Francis.
Secrets.
With I had a sudden and urgent need to draw Elle Woods from Legally Blonde as an Ace Attorney character. So here she is. Yeah. Pastel Sunsets with hello. I've been a fan of your Ace Attorney playthroughs for a while now, but I haven't gotten an opportunity to post any art here yet. So many first-time posters.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to draw anything stream specific tonight, so instead I wanted to share some doodles I made for an Ace Attorney Doodle a Day event happening on Twitter and Tumblr this month. Prompts were fantasy. Ooh. Aw. Him dreaming of the bad girl. And senses. Yeah. No, that works super well.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And I love I love you with the way you draw the characters. These are really good.
Yeah.
And unique. Hell yeah. Gia with I thought I had no art. No, I do. This is something I've been clinging on to for some time, possibly over a year. Anyways, the best time it is the time for the best draw over I have ever done, and no, I'm not sorry. Yo, Byakuya fucking
that
Kristoph.
works.
Hey, I don't think I realized how much that fits till I saw this
It's
artwork.
insanely
Yeah.
spot on.
Yeah.
You gotta read this line though in his fucking I love this meme.
Apartment complex. I find it quite simple, actually.
These are so good, Gia. Hell yeah. Incredible. Rainy Meadows with a sketch I rushed to finish in time, but I wanted to make sure it got seen before Halloween. Clavier and his bestie dressed up as Trick-or-Treat as the scariest person they know. Yo! That's so funny.
So many Edgeworths.
The idea of all of them showing up as him to piss him off is so good.
I was gonna say we got.
Yo!
Oh my God!
I don't know if you remember, but one of my earliest submissions was a poster based around season 1 of Ace Attorney with an actual lawyer.
Remember that.
I never got to finish,
remember.
but I figured let me finish season 2. I made it a bit after in time for the GAC finale. Didn't get around to it then, but here it is now. I'm more than happy to explain any references in the chat, but here's a poster surrounding your playthrough of early GAC and the finale of Justice for All.
Oh my god.
Wow, okay.
There's so much good shit on here.
Kind of starting from the top, seeing if I can if I can get some of the jokes. Okay, the Joker duck on Giselle Brett. You've got Lady First doing his little dance.
Yep.
You've got Vampire Ouchie.
Yeah,
with
absolutely terrifying.
We've got Beef Stroganoff with his snake, which I believe is supposed to be Kobe the Cobra. Sandwich / Beppo, fucking dying Hosonaga. Magnus is Magnus, yeah! Wes wearing a shirt with the old headshot of me on it. Fuck you for that. Pridge standing behind Pearl channeling Mia. We've got the ship of Maximilian. I almost said Pegasus, Galactica, and Lotta Heart. The bear giving the thumbs up. Correct. Yep, you're right.
Yeah. Rose, where you at?
The ghost inside of fucking Old Bag's hat. The Mo doing the Mo Pog face. The emote.
The emote.
Fucking what's her face dabbing. Fuck, Will Powers with a bunny on his head. He's also there the whole time. Also, Pridge is holding his Blue Eyes White Dragon card that he always keeps on him.
Yep.
21B the channeling chamber, or 12B the channeling chamber. The what? A pun counter. The
I don't get that joke.
The jaw-dropping large
also,
strawberry and banana.
I just realized Pearl's fucking giant legs.
Where are Pearl's giant legs?
Right above Franziska's head and right below Madeline's face.
I didn't take stock of that. That's insane. Also, it's a killer doing that one meme face. Holy shit.
This is incredible.
Chrono Wizard, you crushed it as always. Like, I love all the little attention to details you do with bits and stuff like this. Is incredible.
Oh man, this makes me so happy.
Mm-hmm.